This video contains violent content. Viewer discretion advised. Beat it.
Gmod Tower is an add-on to the Gmod game. It originally started in late December 2006 and went through a lot of development cycles before becoming what it is today. It was made by 4 people and it's really impressive on the amount of work they've done on it. So here's my top 5 reasons why I enjoyed Gmod Tower. The content and stuff. First off, the server contains a lot of things to do and see. You'll be amazed at the amount of stuff on offer here. In an overall perspective, it's really a giant hotel with an amusement park built into it. When you participate in minigames, you earn in-game currency, no matter if you win or lose. With the currency, you can buy yourself new models for your character or hats and sunglasses. If you'd rather spend money on beer and vomit all over the place, then you're free to do just that. There's also shops where you can buy furniture for your suite, such as TVs, computers or pianos. There's also an arcade room where you can play flash games for free, a casino where you can play on the slots or play poker with other players. The main premise of Gmod Tower is the main games it has, which we will talk about later. If you have a group of friends and want to stay together, you can ask that player to join your group. This way it highlights your group by a coloured aura, much like Left 4 Dead. You can also trade items with one another too. There's achievements and trophies too. The achievements are challenges which, once unlocked, give you a collection of cash along with a famous fanfare sound. The trophies are milestone achievements which will take time to do, but you will get a model trophy of that achievement once you do. Customization. The customization features in this are very good. You can choose whatever model you desire, equip masks or hats and sunglasses on them. There's also potions you can buy via vending machines. These will alter the character in some way, making them really thin to having a huge head to distorting the features immensely. The locations. There's a lot of locations in the Gmod Tower. Each place has its own things to do. For starters, when players first join the game, they will be situated in the train station area, where a lot of groups and friends will hang out, waiting for others. Here you will see many idle players and some strange things going on with the characters glitching inside each other. Before we enter the lobby, there's a small secluded area with a hut. Inside is the merchant from Resident Evil 4. He does have a lot of useful but very expensive stuff. The pool area is located right near the hut and is usually empty and serves no real purpose. There's a swimming pool complete with diving board, hot tubs and the beach ball court. It's also worth noting that the inflatable donuts can be ridden in around the pool area. The lobby is the next place and one where most of the players would be found talking to one another. It's here that links all other places together. The theatre is also opposite, which randomly plays selected YouTube videos requested. The entertainment plaza includes shops where you can buy new models for your avatar, hats and accessories. It also includes items and furniture for your suite, which we will then talk about later on. There's also a bar and arcade. The bar are usually abandoned, but sometimes a minigame takes place down there called Chainsaw Massacre. The arcade is a 3-floor room containing a wide variety of flash games such as Super Mario 63 or the 2D Mirror's Edge. The second floor contains Tetris and Tic-Tac-Toe, and the third floor contains a general knowledge quiz game for up to, I think, about 6 players. The suites contain rooms for players, and once you talk to the suite lady, she will assign a random number for you. This room will serve you as your own place to store items brought from shops. The great thing here is that you can lock the door so no one comes in, or freely leave it unlocked. Some players will throw a party in their suite and you're free to steal their beer and vomit all over the place, which is usually what happens. Every time you place furniture in your suite and leave the game or area, the game will save your suite room for next time you visit, even though it will be under a different room number. The last and most important area is the game modes. This is a large area which contains queues for all the available main games. These games are all highly enjoyable and there are more to be made. The games with a chart in front highlight that the game is available to play. The ones with construction equipment around it are still being made. Suite features. The suite room will allow you to alter and change furniture bought from shops, so if you bought a sofa or table and wish to move it around the room, you're free to do just that. There's so many different items you can buy for your suite, you end up spending a bit of time rearranging that specific table chair to get the best position for viewing that specific TV. It's also worth noting you can also buy yourself an in-game Mac complete with password and games. The NES guitar is an item which randomly plays 8-bit tunes, some of them more memorable than others. There's a piano too, which you actually play using your keyboard. The TV allows you to watch YouTube videos on them, and if you have a group of friends around, they can watch it too. If you feel the need to invite a lot of people into your suite, you can host a party and everyone will come round. The minigames. While there are random minigames that appear sometimes, these include the Obama cutout, where players would rush to destroy as many Obama cutouts as possible, or the famous Chainsaw Massacre. Others will include Snowball Fight, where it's an all-out war to get as much cash as possible, and there's also a plane minigame that teleports the player into a small flyable plane complete with machine gun. The aim here is to eliminate as many players as possible, scoring cash each time you do. Now we move on to the main games. Gmod Tower hosts a large number of games to play. Most of them are taken from classic games of the era. We'll start with Ultimate Chimera Hunt, which is based off the video game Mother 3. At the start of the game, one player would start as a Chimera and the other players would start as Pigmen. The aim here is the Chimera to eat all the Pigmen before the Pigmen have a chance to disable the Chimera by hitting the button on its back. This game mode is actually quite fun. If your Pigmen have been eaten, you spectate as a ghost. Ball Race is the next game. This is a take on the famous Soupy Monkey Ball, where players must navigate a set of obstacle courses set way up high in the air. The game requires careful timing and navigation skills to win. PvP is a take on the standard deathmatch games where it's a free-for-all. Some of the maps are based off other games such as Time Splitters, GoldenEye and Mirror's Edge. Weapons can also be bought from the store before the match begins to give you that certain edge in battle. Mini Golf is an excellent 18-hole minigame where all the players go at the same time, hitting the ball into the hole. The great part is that it works extremely well. Each course has its fair share of different obstacles and clever mechanics, and getting a hole in one is a very cool experience. Virus is a minigame that was introduced in the video game Time Splitters. This game mode randomly selects a player as the infected, and their job is to run around unarmed into many survivors as possible. When a player is touched by an infected, they become the infected as well. There is a time limit to each round, and it usually results in either the infected winning or the survivors surviving. After every round, the game randomly selects a set of guns and equipment for you to use. And the unnerving part about it is that you never know what player is going to become infected before the match starts, which leads to many players peering cautiously at each other. Zombie Massacre is a top-down perspective view where a group of players work together to eliminate a horde of zombies and infected. You have unlimited pistol ammo, but you can get new guns dropped by fallen enemies. The aim of the game is to survive the waves. If a player falls, then another player can revive them. At the end of several rounds, a boss enemy would appear in which all players would have to eliminate it. There are other game modes already in the works such as Source Carts, Conquest, Harvest, Gourmet Race, Monotone and Little Nostalgia.